First of all, I want to congratulate you for having received the scholarship. Every year we are inundated as a ministry with hundreds, if not thousands, of applications from students who want the opportunity. But unfortunately, everybody cannot get in. So you should consider yourself extremely blessed, if not lucky, that you were a recipient and you've been chosen. The scholarship is not your property because you are a recipient. It belongs to the government and people of St. Lucia in partnership with the government and people of Morocco. And because it is a scholarship, it means that monies have to be set aside for your tuition and for your education, taxpayer dollars in Morocco. So please, when you get to Morocco, in as much as you are your own person, you are an adult, we understand that, but remember, you are representing a country. You, quite apart from what is required of you within the confines of the classroom or at the university, you have an ambassadorial responsibility to St. Lucia. How you speak, how you dress, how you conduct yourself is a reflection of 180,000 people in this country. And that is why we always profit the opportunity to implore you to be on your best behavior. We are not asking you to go to Morocco and be robots. No. You work hard, and in equal measure, we expect you to recreate and to have fun. But please, whatever you do, do it in moderation. You are not the first cohort or the first set of students from St. Lucia to embark on your education journey in Morocco. There are others who have gone before you, and they have represented us well. We have also had a few students in Morocco who dropped the ball and did a bit of damage to St. Lucia's reputation. But that is nicely being restored by the performances and the conduct of those who went after them. So you have a foundation upon which to build. This education you're about to receive in Morocco will serve you in good stead as young professionals when you return to St. Lucia. You're not going to Morocco because you're better than everybody else. That is not the case. And as I indicated earlier, we have hundreds, if not thousands, of applications, but unfortunately, we can only facilitate a handful. And whilst I'm at it, maybe now is an opportune time for me to register our most profound gratitude to the government and people of Morocco for once again coming to the fore by way of making higher educational opportunities available to young St. Lucians who want to pursue certain careers and realize their dreams. So, congratulations, and please, I know you're bright people. When we look at the applications, your academic records are very impressive, but remember, there must always be room for humility. You're not better than the person living next door, or that girl down the street, or this person you went to primary school with, but she has not achieved what you have achieved in life. You're not better than her or better than him. And do not use your education as a weapon against people who are not on the same plane as you, on the same level as you, or have the same station as you in life. You must be humble. Because I'm certain there's somebody in your community. There's this little old lady who can barely speak a word of English, or she's not even literate, but she's praying for you. And when she asks, but where's this girl? But it's in Creole or English, and they say to her that he or she's in Morocco studying, she prays for you without you knowing it. Let your education be a light that illuminates your community, your family, and your country. Too many young people, I've seen it all the time. They leave St. Lucia, they've not even presented the boarding pass at the airport. They're already too big. And they can't identify with the community that basically made them. Do not allow yourselves to become one of those misguided people. Be humble. And remember, you're going to get an education to come back to make a positive, meaningful, and impactful contribution to the development of St. Lucia. It doesn't matter what you study, there is room for you in this country to make a contribution. I could not have become minister if there weren't ministers before me. I could not have become minister if we did not have if we do not have secondary schools for persons like myself to attend at the time. So a foundation has been laid for you. You're going to build on it. And whatever you build will be a foundation for the next cohort and future generations. But very importantly, you have an ambassadorial responsibility when you go to Morocco. When you get to Morocco, you're not at your home. So all of the luxuries that you enjoyed in St. Lucia and at your home, those may not be available. At the first opportunity, do not take up the phone and start to complain to your parents, who in turn come to the ministry and they begin to complain about everything. You're going to Morocco. And when I speak to students who go into Morocco, who are embarking on studies in Taiwan, or who are going to Hungary, or they go into the UE, I always ask them to spare a thought for their counterparts in Cuba. I've been to Cuba to interface with St. Lucian students, and I see firsthand what they have to endure. Cuba is not a bed of roses, but they sacrifice. They soldier on. You enter a supermarket, probably the size of this building, and there's just one item on all the shelves, one or two. It's not like the massy stores you're accustomed to. You go to Morocco. Morocco is a first world country. Morocco's embassy in New York is a skyscraper. Rich country, first world country, millions of people. You will have food at your disposal. You'll be able to walk into a supermarket and a clothing store and have a reliable transportation system. Our students in Cuba do not have that. Yet, they persevere, they soldier on, they spend the 7 years in some instances, and they come back here qualified, and you see them making a contribution. Do not begin to complain at every opportunity. You are making a sacrifice. It will not be a walk in the park. There will be moments and there will be days when you will be challenged. There will be days and there will be moments when you will question yourself. Am I making the right, did I make the right decision to come here? And then you'll begin to think, maybe I should go home or give up. Any university student or any student who leaves St. Lucia to study abroad, and you never encountered a situation where you have to question whether you made the right decision to be here, something is wrong with you. You will be tested, not just on paper and in computer labs, but your resolve, your personality, your strength of character will be tested. And when you pass that test, in addition to the ones that will be set for you in a classroom setting, that is what makes you the wholesome person who comes back here as the consummate professional to help build St. Lucia. So once again, on behalf of Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre and my cabinet colleagues and the senior management personnel in the Ministry of Education, I want to congratulate you for having received the scholarship to study